there's a lot of courage out there. There are a lot of people who are finding each other and creating hope by what they're doing. So talk to us about that.
A lot of people have the impression that there isn't a lot happening, that people are just kind of taking all of these attacks from the Trump and Musk administration. But when you actually look closely at what's going on, as we've been doing at Waging Nonviolence, I think you get a very different story. And even for me, paying close attention to this, I've been shocked and kind of pleasantly surprised by the immediate response that we have had to Trump coming back into power. I think it's not taking the form that a lot of people might imagine. They think back to 2017 and think of the Women's March and millions of people in the street. And I think that's how most people think it should look. And that is not what it has looked like so far. But I think that actually might be for good reason. That what we've found is that there's actually a lot more protest happening this time around than there was back in 2017. It's just taking the form of more localized, targeted, kind of diverse tactics, kind of different ways of approaching this that I think are actually more strategic and I think will be more impactful than having kind of the large symbolic kind of actions that we saw the first time around. So Erica Chenoweth, we published a story by Erica Chenoweth and a couple of their colleagues that actually crunched the numbers on what has happened over the last 6 weeks or 8 weeks. And kind of even to my surprise, the numbers are significant. There's been more than twice as many protests this time around as there was in 2017. They've been more frequent, and they're also using much more diverse tactics, which I think is really, like I said, encouraging, especially moving into kind of economic non-cooperation and non-compliance, which I think can be very, very powerful. On February 28th, there was a big national boycott that I didn't get a lot of press, again, in the mainstream media, but when you actually look at least some of the polling around it, even Forbes magazine found a poll that something like 16% of people said they participated in this. If that's even close to true, that would be tens of millions of people that were actively participating in this boycott. And there are many other boycotts planned. I think it can be more strategic and more organized, but I think it was a sign that a lot of people care and a lot of people want to do something and are trying to figure out how they can have an impact.